Welcome, folks, to Music City. It's time for the Championship 125 at Nashville in the FWM Craftsman Truck Series. I'm Emmett Crow, joined by my co-announcer, Mr. Not Chris Norris. That's going to be Colton Briner. Is it Briner or Briner? I couldn't really understand. I couldn't really remember.
It's Briner.
Briner. Okay. Well, Colton, welcome to the team. How do you feel about tonight? What do you think's going to happen?
Well, looking back at last week, at the last race, hopefully we can see how they're going to run. I'm not sure if there's a stage break or not, but maybe everybody will play it out like they've been lately, taking it easy in the beginning and just wait for that final end run.
Right. Well, yes. Last week, last time we were on track, it was Daniel Michel picking up the win by a huge margin of victory. He will, and there is our starting grid. He is your pole sitter. Daniel Michel will be on the inside pole next to Hunter Carlson in the outside. Row 2 is where you're going to find Paul Dillon lined up next to Austin Pack on the outside in the 81 machine. Row 3, you'll find Zachary Patano in the 63 lined up next to Ron Walters in the 99 on the outside. Row 4, you're going to find Harold Rothery, a new driver, and then another new driver, Joe Bullwin, in the 45 on the outside. Row 5, you'll find Benjamin Hollenball, a.k.a. Grubby, in the 8 machine lined up next to, look who's back, Joshua Tressler. After his rehab, he's back in the car, and he'll line up in P10. Colton, who's in the rest of the field?
On row 6, we got 11th place starting is Yogi Schlier in the number 12.
All right, that is your starting grid. Thanks to our lovely producer, Mr. Tracy Brown, making us all look good on track. And here we go, coming out of turn number 4, down to the line, and green flag underway here at Nashville. Right off the bat, Daniel Michel is going to get a good start. He'll shoot to the inside using that inside line. Now he'll run. Now he'll jump up to the high side in front of Hunter Carlson as they go into turn number 3. A little bit of single action going on tonight, huh, Colton, so far?
Yeah, it's definitely looking like they're starting up the single file run and getting in the draft for this bigger track.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we've been on some short tracks, some intermediates, and I mean, now we go to, they call it Nashville SuperSpeedway, but I mean, this is really, what, a mile and a half, basically?
Yeah.
But up front, it's going to be Danny Michel, the California kid from beautiful Los Angeles, California, will lead the first 3 laps. And he's been dominant ever since he got into this series.
Yeah, I haven't really seen much of the truck races. I've been away for a little while, but I know last week running the ARCA, he was dominating pretty good. So he's looking pretty strong here tonight.
Yeah, of course, we think back to the Milwaukee Mile. He just flat out just took them behind the woodshed. But the thing is, here's the thing about coming up late in the season. He can't win the championship right now, and Hunter Carlson is actually going to build on his championship lead because Austin Cansdale's out of town. So that's something to keep in mind as we see further back. It looks like we have some battling going on. There was a green monster truck. I believe that is Rothery in the green 16 monster. So, Rothery, you got to get that name filled out, buddy, or that's 10 points deducted off your driver points automatically as we see Patano pick up the position. What were you going to say, Colton?
Oh, I wasn't going to say anything.
Okay. Zachary Patano. So let's take a look at our points right now, how they run as we're talking about this championship. Hunter Carlson is your points leader. He did take a 20-point deduction from, actually, that was the late models. What am I thinking? But now we see he's got a 41-point cushion tonight. That point cushion is probably going to grow. So Hunter Carlson's looking pretty good, isn't he, Colton?
Yeah, he's definitely got a good stable lead there. I think he's going to be able to hold that top spot and then see what happens with the other drivers tonight and see where they can move up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because it looks like as we take a look from 10th on back, Danny Michel's gaining on there, but I mean, the best he could, hey, look, Colton Briner right there in 18th. But the best it looks like Michel can get. He may get second, who knows, but Paul Dillon might move up to that number 2 spot. Like I said, Austin Lucky Canstel out tonight because of work in another state. So it'd be interesting to see how the points look after this week. But up front, it's still going to be Danny Michel. He'll be your leader, followed by Hunter Carlson, Paul Dillon, Austin Pack, Zachary Patano, Rothery. Oh, there we go. Well, that's the top 5, as you see. Let's see. Who was... I tell you, it's really good seeing Joshua Tressler out here. You know, Tressler had the knee injury. We didn't know if he was going to get back. Oh, there he is, the Grinch Mobile from Sherwood, Ohio. Glad to see him back in the car. And he's actually wanted to do a little commentary, but never did. Did a little bit, but glad to see him back in the car, in the truck, excuse me, in the 20 Grinch machine. .45 of Baldwin. This must be a new driver. Again, it is very important to all you drivers out there to get your nameplate done and get that photo. The photo's optional, but at least get the nameplate done. It helps us broadcasters out, and I don't want you to get that 10-point driver points deduction. All right, so here we go. Danny Michel continuing to lead. Hunter Carlson in second. Paul Dillon third. Fourth is going to be Austin Pack. Zachary Patano in fifth. Sixth is going to be Rothery. Seventh, Walters. Eighth, Bullwin. I'm going to call it Bullwin because that's what I'm thinking it is. Ninth, Joshua Tressler. 10th, Yogi Schleer. 11th, Yogi Schleer. And 10th, Benjamin Hollenbaugh. There we go. 10th, Yogi Schleer. 11th, Benjamin Hollenbaugh. Oh, man. Well, Colton, let me ask you. Put your driver's helmet back on. How does this track feel? What do you think? How do you think this track feels in the truck? And what are your keys to victory tonight?
Honestly, I'll be straight up and honest with you. I don't have this track personally, so okay. I haven't even gotten to run it. But I know with the setups usually that we have, you got to kind of play your cards right and watch your tire wear. Use your pit strategy to your fullest, and see where you can make the top position moves, and hope it comes down to somebody messes up on their strategy, and then you can gain that position.
Is that what I think it is on the side of Yogi Schleer's truck? Oh no, never. Well, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
So is that what that is? I think it's talking about shutting the front door or something.
Yeah.
Shut that front door! No. Oh my gosh, look, Haterade. Oh man. Well, it's not Gatorade, everybody. It's Haterade, and Marvin the Martian's telling us we're number 1, so that's glad to know. It's always good to have fans. Gatorade's a little off center though. You know what? This is I'm great friends with Mr. Yogi Schleer and Daniel Murphy Jones, who I don't see in the field tonight. But anyways, I'll play NBA 2K with him, and Yogi, he gets pretty animated in 2K and MLB The Show, so that scheme definitely fits it. Oh man. And old Grubby bringing out, the old polar bear Coca-Cola truck. Oh, Yogi Schleer into the wall. Coke adds life. Yes, it does. But me personally, I had to make the switch from, and it's weird, y'all, when you make the switch from regular Coke to the zero sugar because of health reasons. Like, when you have that original for the first time in forever, and I'm not saying that like Frozen, but when you have that first one, you can actually taste the corn syrup in it, which is really crazy if you think about it.
Oh, yeah, when you switch it up, it definitely changes your taste buds on everything.
Yeah, definitely. Like when you first drink, like when you're a kid and you drink a diet, you're like, this tastes like crap. But now you're like, this is pretty good. But yeah. Hunter Carlson from Peoria, North Illinois. I almost said North Carolina. What am I thinking? The Angry Chef is trying to catch up to Danny Michel. This is the closest he's been to Michel in a long time. And I wonder if it has to do with the fact, we went to one other concrete track this season at Dover, and who won the race? Hunter Carlson. So Hunter Carlson probably I think he runs better on the concrete than he does on the asphalt, and that's where Michel excels, on the asphalt rather than the concrete. So that'll be something to keep in mind. And then you got the old Florida man, Mr. Paul Dillon, just running around in P3. Got the old rust bucket theme. Oh, he's got a sponsor on the side. Jolt Cola. That's a throwback. Paul Dillon. Is that a SpongeBob helmet that I see? I see the yellow. Let's see if we can, we'll see if our producer is a magician. Mr. Tracy Brown, when it comes to showing the fans, it's going to be close. Oh, look at that. Okay, so now you get a behind-the-scenes look, folks. This is what we see, and it is...
Oh, yeah, it is SpongeBob.
It is SpongeBob. Got the old SpongeBob movie coming out in a couple weeks, I believe. Look at that. Look at them eyes right there. He's dedicated. Oh, whoa. Now he's driving down. Now he's digging. He's really digging. Digging all the way to China.
Power in there.
Yeah, got all the power in there. That's right. Yep, got the buck teeth and everything. I did a series for Blazing Pedals Arca League for Green Flag, and they had a driver named Taylor Butcher Benjamin, and he had a Pickle Rick car, but his helmet was SpongeBob. So that's why I thought maybe it was, because it looked like that. But
yeah,
definitely good to see that. So this race is scheduled for 125 laps, 163 miles. They've got 4 sets of tires, 2 fashion repairs, and if we get down to it, we will have 2 attempts at a green-white checker. So, with that being said, Danny Michel is putting on a show, ever since he got into the FWM Craftsman Truck Series. And yes, I said Craftsman, but we are not. It'd be sweet if we were sponsored, but unfortunately, maybe saying Craftsman, maybe it'll come up with a sponsorship. But anyways, the FWM Craftsman Truck Series, Mr. Danny Michelle has just put on a show for the fans each and every week. And, man, I see that Cracker Barrel. You know, I'm so glad that Cracker Barrel listened to their people instead of the corporate and went back to the original logo.
Yeah.
Man, who would have thought that would be the uproar of the country? Oh, man. Love me some Cracker Barrel, which if you haven't been to Cracker Barrel, folks, you need to go. It is a great restaurant. But anyways, we're back here at a race, so we got to talk about some racing stuff.
Wait. Sorry, didn't mean to step on you there, Emmett. Oh, as we see Danny Michelle there. Oh, man, it looks like everybody's going pit. I was just going to throw in the Cracker Barrel thing. My wife picked me up some on Friday night. It was delicious. Now back to you guys. Sorry about it.
All right, thank you, producer Tracy Brown, for that the tidbit. Great to go with it, but yeah, we're seeing some pit stops now as Danny Michelle comes in for his first stop. And we'll see, let's see. We expect to see 4 tires right here. Goes up on one side. Beep. Hunter Carlson also in, so the leaders are on pit road. So the leader should be, and now Michelle exits the pits. Oh my gosh, the good thing the pace car's a ghost car because he about just whapped it out right there. As Hunter Carlson exits his pit. Gets up to speed. You know, I don't think Danny Michelle lost the lead at all. Do you think, Colton?
I'm not totally sure. It's looking like he still got the lead.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, that's when you know you have a big lead. When you know you're like, I'll come in and pit. You know, I think back to, so I was watching this ARCA race back when I was a kid. And the first race was at Pocono. And David Stremme blew up a motor before the first lap. Well, this is when David Stremme was running in Cup for Chip Ganassi. Anyways, so the next week was at Michigan, and he lapped the whole entire field. Never forget it. I thought that was the craziest thing. Blew a motor, not even coming to the green, and had to freaking park it, and then goes out the next week and laps the whole entire field. I've never seen anything like that before. But Danny Michelle continuing to lead. His lead has actually grown to 2.6 seconds over Hunter Carlson. Paul Dillon in third. Fourth, Austin Pac-Man Pack. Fifth, Zachary Patano. Sixth, as you take a look at the top 5 right there, sixth is going to be Rothery. We're still looking for a first name for Rothery, but we're going to call him old Rothery. And I believe that is wrong. Harold Rothery. All right. Is riding around in 6th. Beautiful looking scheme as we take a look at our current track conditions. Temperature is 81 degrees. This ain't real. And then we got 84 degrees track temperature. Humidity 60% with the southwest wind of 9 miles an hour. And it is clear and sunny in Lebanon, Tennessee. So if you're wondering, you know, Nashville is famous for the Grand Ole Opry and the Ernest Tubb Record Store and so many other attractions. And of course, it is, must be the bridal, what is that? The bride's party. What is that? Not Bachelorette, yeah, the Bachelorette party, capital of the world, I've been told. But it's also got, you know, there's the Vanderbilt University. It's got a very good, the music. Of course, You know, we call it Music City for a reason. And there's a lot of singer-songwriters that don't get the recognition. Of course, you got the historic Bluebird Cafe there on Broadway. And here I am naming stuff like I've been to Nashville, but I've never been to Nashville in my life. It is on the list because the old wife wants to go to Dollywood too, so maybe we could throw that in there. But just wanted to throw that out there. You know, there's all this stuff going around in Nashville. And I know Austin Lucky Kansas kicking himself cold because, you know, we see Dylan and all the fan club, the Lucky Nation, but there's no Lucky here. So I know that the Lucky Nation came out to support, but they must have not got the memo that Austin Cansdale was not going to be in this race. We are doing great here, folks. This is lap 36 of 125. Danny Michelle continue to lead. The gap is now 3.2 seconds. Let's do this. Let's take a commercial break, and we'll be right back right here on the FWM network. Back here live at Nashville SuperSpeedway. And we've actually had driver of the number 5 truck, 5 late model, 5 everything. Mr. Landon Brown has joined us. Landon, what are you seeing out there, and how do you think the race has been so far?
Oh yeah, from what I've seen since I've been up here, one thing that's really stood out to me watching was the fact that Hunter Carlson is actually 1.6 seconds back from Daniel Michel. So that's not something you see all the time. Usually Hunter Carlson, if he's not in the lead, he's right there on the leader. So that's one of the biggest things that's jumped out at me so far.
Well, and it's also interesting, we saw Daniel Michel, dominated Milwaukee, but, you make the move from asphalt to concrete, and we think about the only concrete track we've been to on the schedule, and who won? Mr. Hunter Carlson. I think that plays into Hunter's advantage, don't you think?
Yeah, oh yeah, I think it does too, because having experience running at these concrete tracks definitely help. Places like Dover, places like Bristol, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Dover where Carlson won at?
Yes, Dover on a last lap pass. Paul Dillon had the lead till the back stretch, and that's where Hunter Carlson had the fresher tires and made the pass. And we are joined back here, Colton Briner on location remotely. Colton, glad to see you back. How's the power situation?
Not too good. Went outside because everything went pitch black, and BP&L guy said there's an emergency, and we got about 25 minutes till we get power back, so we're going to try and stay warm here.
Oh my gosh. Well, yes, definitely stay warm. Get that, if you got a fireplace, start burning papers, start burning everything, whatever you can to keep warm. But looking at this race, y'all, I totally forgot my first ever race at Nashville in the Craftsman Truck Series. It was Camping World then. I actually finished 8th in my debut here, so I really like this track. I like it on the console as well, but this is totally different than the console. Landon, you said you've been here in an Xfinity car once. How do you like the track?
Honestly, with it being the only time I ever drove the track, I didn't really have much experience, but honestly, this was one of my favorite tracks, and one of the things that really confused me running the Xfinity car here was the fact that it's considered Nashville SuperSpeedway, but in an Xfinity car, it definitely feels like a short track. So I've never driven a truck. I don't know if it feels like a short track driving a truck, but it definitely did for me in the Xfinity car. And from my experience, it eats tires. You really have to tire safe here, especially when you have a lot of long green flag runs. So that's one of these things. And I think that's sort of the trend for a lot of the concrete tracks that we go to is tire wear. You definitely have to keep your stuff saved on these concrete ovals.
Yeah, and speaking of tire wear, I've been noticing Danny Michel. Does he have a tire going down or something? Because I saw the sparks fly, and it's looking like, well, never mind. It looked like there for a second he had trouble, but I think he's okay. Hunter Carlson's still 1.4 seconds behind. Colton, do you think Hunter Carlson's going to be able to catch him?
Well, it's been looking like he's been holding up strong to just staying within reach of Michel there. And here and there, it's looking like he's gaining and then he's losing, so they're kind of staying even. But who knows? It depends on how well they're both running their trucks, that maybe one of them might have the upper hand and not wear their tires down.
Yeah, definitely. As we come to 30 laps to go, once again, myself is I'm Emmett Crow, joined by my colleagues, Mr. Colton Briner and Landon Brown. Scott Shives is on location for the B-Main podcast at Five Flag Speedway for the Snowball Derby. So we miss you, Scott. We'll see you back here in the booth. And sadly, guys, we got to make the announcement. This is going to be the last few races. When we wrap up this season, we will be moving to only Friday nights for the broadcast. And I believe that is Uncle Tracy, Landon, and Charles Oberg will be bringing everybody all the action in the ARCA series.
Oh yeah, it's going to be exciting for sure. The ARCA series was one of the best series that 4 Wide has done. So I'm just I'm really happy to see that come back.
Yeah, definitely. As we see, right. We're still getting everything situated, folks. With the Friday night, but Friday. Yeah. So, we are getting everything, but I do know 2 people confirmed. It's Mr. Tracy Brown probably produce it, and Charles Oberg, I believe, will be a commentator. And I believe when we work everything out, that I might be over there. You know, it just depends on what gets worked out. But anyways, back here to racing, as that's what
I just want to point out, Carlson has cut the gap down, or no, has increased the gap to 2.1 seconds, where it was almost down to 1.2. So Hunter Carlson has been losing some speed here the last couple of laps.
Yeah, I think maybe looks like he might have might be that tire wear, and the track's really biting that rubber. It looks like eating up those tires. Wouldn't y'all think?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I definitely think so.
I agree with Landon. Running these concrete tracks, they definitely do end up tearing up your tires.
Yeah, definitely. You know, as we hit the line and we're coming, it's 25 to go, so it's the time for the Chris Golden time to dig. Well,
Carlson back to a 2.0, was back by 1.9. So Carlson has been making up a tenth or two, but still struggling here, keeping up with Danny Michel.
Yeah, Danny Michel is just when he came to the series, he's come on by a storm. I mean, just pure dominating fashion like every race he's been in. But unfortunately, it looks like it might not be enough to get the title. But here's the thing, guys. Do you think Paul Dillon moves into the number 2 spot since Austin Cansdale was not in this race?
I'm not sure how close that battle was, but oh, here we go. Okay, we got the battle up on the screen right here. It's possible. Maybe not quite, but yeah.
And this top
Paul
3
Dillon could potentially replace Austin here. Yep, he is coming down pit road.
So let me ask y'all, since y'all are both drivers. So when you see, like, what are you thinking if you're Hunter Carlson trying to chase down Danny Michel?
Well, as you can see now, Hunter Carlson's dropping time quick, so he must be getting ready to come down into on the pit road as well. So, apparently
there it is,
had,
right there.
A long enough green flag run to where they can't use these tires anymore, and you have, as a driver, you have to realize that you're not going to be able to drive back up to the leader no matter what you do. And here you go. Here comes the leader down pit road. So Carlson did get down pit road before the leader and is going to come back out before the leader. So if Carlson can hang on to it right here with these new tires, Carlson might be able to come back and take the win here. This is going to be very interesting to watch.
I was about to say, that's what I was thinking. Colton, do you think he'll jump him with that pit road call?
I mean, looking at it, I kind of have a feeling like Hunter might have made the right choice to actually get that pole position and hold it to the end.
Yeah, did a great job as we see Hunter Carlson. Right here, guys, this could be the race for the lead.
This very well could be the race for the lead. It could be the race for the win with only 20 laps to go here. Hunter Carlson, that 32, man, you just can't ever count him out. I'm telling you, you can't ever do it. No matter what the gap is, no matter what the situation is looking like, the guy can find a way to get up to the front.
Yeah, definitely. So the gap between these two, let's see. Carlson's still quite a ways back, but I mean, he is gaining on Michel. And with Michel getting behind this lap traffic, it's going to help Carlson out, wouldn't y'all think?
Oh, yeah, I think so. And again, you never know with this many laps left to go when somebody could even just, have a single car spin or, a couple lap cars get together racing for positions that they might be racing for. And we could have to re-rack them, restack them, and have this thing set up all over again. You just never know.
Yeah, definitely. And keep in mind, folks, if we do go to overtime, we do have 2 attempts at a green-white checker. They do have 2 fast repairs, but it's looking like those aren't going to really matter for the fast repairs. I don't want to jinx it, but
it's looking like they're definitely not needed tonight.
Yeah, definitely not needed. And that's definitely improvement. We think back to we don't mention it, but the SK series, and like you said, the ARCA series was the best series, and these trucks and late models have really put on a great show on these Monday nights, and it's going to be a shame to see them go, but yeah, like y'all said, I'm pumped about the ARCA series on Friday nights. Hopefully I'll be there. Hopefully. We'll have to get that locked down. So we see Joshua Tressler. What do y'all think about old Joshua being back with us tonight?
Yeah, he said in the ARCA race he came back, and he said he wasn't sure how it was going to work out. And I know he said he was starting to hurt by the end of the race. And I think it's definitely nice to see him back, as he is one of my teammates in High Side Racing there. So definitely nice to see him come back after the surgery, and hope he's doing well.
High Side Racing being represented well tonight. So you're kind of on the pit box doing, are you doing double duty, doing the spotting and doing the announcing, or are you just letting him have at it?
Nope, just letting him have at it.
As we come to 15 to go, Danny Michel continue to lead. The gap is now 5.5 seconds over Hunter
Yeah, that
Carlson.
window is closing for Carlson, so it's looking like this could be Michel's race to lose here. Never know when a caution's going to come out, but the window of opportunity is definitely closing for that 32 truck of Hunter Carlson.
Yeah, and it's looking like Michel. I wonder what he's going to do with the beautiful Les Paul that is going to be painted. Of course, that is the trophy here at Nashville, painted by Sam Bass. Even though Kyle Busch did destroy it back in, when was that, 2010, 2008, 2009? I can't remember.
It was somewhere around there. I remember it anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Sam Bass didn't appreciate Kyle Busch for that. But I believe Sam Bass actually passed away. Did he pass away? Such a talented artist. Such a talented artist. Hate to see that happen. But Danny Michel continues to lead. Coming to put Yogi Schleer 2 laps down. I gotta say though, boys, this is a lot better race than Milwaukee. Milwaukee, me and Scott were running out of things to say. And at least Nashville, I know I could say some stuff like a little bit, like I said before, I've never been here. So for all you Nashvilleians out there, if I misquote something, you can correct me. Watch out for chairs if you're going down Broadway. They might be flying through the air. But yes, we have our producer, Tracy Brown. Oh, Yogi Schleer into the wall.
10 laps to go. I don't have the graphic, but it's time to dig, baby. We got to send it for everything you got right now. Whatever it is, No pit stopping. It's just metal to the pedal. Wait, pedal to the metal. Sorry about that.
Metal
okay,
to the
back to
pedal.
you. Yeah, metal to the pedal. There you go.
All right. I thought it was 25 time to dig. Well, here we go. 10 laps to go. Time to dig. There you go, right there.
It's a bigger track.
It is a bigger track.
I will say Carlson has cut down into that lead of Michelle, but it's just 9 laps, man. It's just not looking good for that 32. But he has 3 wins on the season to help cushion this second place finish. So I don't think he's going to be hurting too bad after this one.
I was supposed to say, I don't think he's going to be hurting. And, you know, I mean, he's building on that points lead. Like we said, Austin Cansdale, unfortunately, due to work issues out of state, is not going to be here, was not here tonight. So that really helps Carlson out. And it also helps Paul Dillon out. I believe Paul Dillon, guys, should move into the number 2 spot.
Yeah, I do believe so. Looking at the point standings here, Paul Dillon only has to make up, six points?
6
So,
points?
Yeah.
7?
7 points.
6, 7.
Oh, man.
6, 7.
So, yeah, I'm honestly, yeah, I think Dillon may take over that spot over Cansdale after this race. So, Cansdale's going to have some work to catch up on.
Yeah,
Or actually,
definitely.
is this the championship race?
Is it? Oh, well. Let's look at.
I think
let's see if
so,
we get
guys.
this-
I think so. Yep, this is the last race.
I haven't been running
of
enough to
trucks.
know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, so Dillon is just going to take over that spot and keep it.
Cannot believe it. Well, we have a championship on the line tonight, ladies and gentlemen, apparently. I hope our league owner, Mr. Wayne Cannon, does not get mad about that I did not know that. Yeah. No, wait. No. The championship race is going to be at Homestead. Well, no, I forgot. That is right. Due to the league shortening to move to Friday nights, this is the championship.
That's
So,
what it is. Yep.
That's what it
Shortening
is.
of the series. Yep. Okay, that's what caught me off guard. I'm a driver, not a broadcaster. I don't do this enough. I'm not in the loop as much in the truck series. So, my apologies.
Yeah, same thing for me. This being my second broadcast, so.
Well, y'all done fantastic.
Oh my gosh, it's me. I've made 4 starts and no
Hey, at
wins.
least you made the top 10.
I made the top 10.
Don't look at 18.
I'm not sure. Okay, well,
Hey, top
I
20 is
see.
not bad.
yep, there's 11 cars in this race alone, so I know that there wasn't just 10 competitors. So, I'm all right.
All right, here we go. 2 laps to go now for Danny Michel, who's come on to the series with fire and brimstone, but it's not going to be enough to win a championship. He'll take 2 laps to go. Hunter Carlson, just hoping nothing happens to that truck that would cause him to DNF this race. But it looks like he's got it locked up. Even if Paul Dillon won the race, he'd have to lead every lap to catch up to Carlson and some more to happen. But here we go, folks. 2 laps to go. Whoa. Did I see a truck in the grass, or was that just seeing things? I don't think. White flag presented by Eastern Technical Design for Danny Michel. Danny Michel started off in this league. He's won every race he's been in, and he's going to do it again as he comes down the backstretch. Make room for the California kid. He's going to go back to back to back. Danny Michel's going to win at Nashville. And coming home in second, your 2025 champion, Mr. Hunter Carlson in the FWM Craftsman Truck Series. Man, congrats to Hunter Carlson. And Paul Dillon will finish third. He'll finish runner-up in the points. Austin Pack fourth. Fifth, Zachary Patano. Sixth is going to be Ron Walters. Seventh will be Benjamin Hollenball. Eighth will be Yogi Schleer. Ninth will be Joshua Tressler. 10th will be Harold Rothery. And 11th will be Mr. Bolwin. All right. So stick around, folks. We'll be right back for post-race coverage right here on FWM Network. Back here live at Nashville SuperSpeedway, where we just wrapped up the Championship 125. For your post-race coverage, we're going to throw it down to Colton Briner, who's caught up with Paul Dillon, who finished third. Colton, you got a copy?
Yes, I do. We want to welcome in our third place finisher tonight of Paul Dillon in the 113 truck. How was your race tonight?
Actually kind of boring. I mean, nobody was around me. I had a second between the guys in front, a second behind. I'm just cruising. That's all I was doing, cruising.
Yeah, it was definitely looking like from the beginning of the race, everybody got into that single file form, and it was just ride it out from there, and then the gaps just started heading in. So what was the pit strategy and the tire wear like?
My tire wear was pretty good. I just went in when it said, "Hey, you need to pit on this lap now." Yeah, it was like I said, not much strategy. My whole thing was trying to stay in front of Austin Cancel. That's it. That's all I had going on tonight. I couldn't get the two guys in front of me, so I had to worry about him because we're like 10 points apart.
Yeah, once the points are updated, we were honestly thinking tonight that you might clinch that extra spot. So maybe it might be a good congratulations to you of gaining another spot in the points there.
Well, moved up to second. That's pretty good. So yeah, man, I'm pretty happy. Not much you can do. Just like I said, get in line. The truck wasn't that slick. I wasn't sliding out, so I don't know how Daniel was doing that. But yeah, I got to figure that move out. How to loosen this thing up.
And is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Oh, I just want to thank you guys for doing a great job putting it on TV and your commitment to coming in here and playing announcer.
All right, and thank you for coming to race with us. We really appreciate all you drivers coming out here. Everybody, that was your third place finisher, Paul Dillon. Congratulations on your finish. And you guys can take it for second place.
All right, thank you, Colton. And I believe we have driver/reporter, Mr. Landon Brown. Landon, who do you got down there?
Yeah, I'm down here with Hunter Carlson, who finished second here at Nashville. Hunter, you got a copy?
I do.
All right, man. Well, it was good to see you back out here on track in the trucks. This is one of those tracks we were talking about in the booth. A little different. It's a concrete track. The tires seem to wear quite a bit on these concrete ovals, and your last win, I believe, came at Dover at a concrete track. So, did that play a role or a factor into how you drove this track tonight, as far as it being the same type of track, or do you still think it was a little bit different?
It was a little bit of similarity and a little bit of difference in terms of like grip levels. It's pretty similar to Dover, but but that's pretty much it. Then the tire wear, but otherwise you gotta drive this thing completely different than any true like oval on the surface, because it drives like a it's shaped like a mile and a half, but it drives like a hybrid short track mile and a half. The entries at these corners are very deceiving. You're coming in so fast, but the corners are so sharp. You got to slow down so much to make the corner, and then at the same time, you're trying to manage that tire wear and keep up the momentum, because the truck really needs momentum to keep going at this track. Yeah, it's just something that you have to learn, and it took me way too long to figure out.
Yeah, these tracks like this are tough. I've raced these concrete ovals before as well, and they're tricky. They definitely are tricky. But do you think if a caution had came out there late in the end, that you would have had anything for Daniel with the new tires after the pit stops, or do you think you just didn't have the truck tonight?
I mean, he'd get out on me at the beginning of the run, but then he was just able to manage the gap from there. But I mean, we were on our last sets of tires there at last run. If caution came out, he actually ran out of fuel after the finish line, so he would have had to pit, which would have worked out in my favor. But one-on-one, fresh tires on a run like that, it probably would have went to Daniel anyways.
All right. Well, this is good things to know. Understanding for the people at home, understanding the difference between these concrete ovals and asphalt ovals. And we were talking in the booth earlier about how this place is named Nashville SuperSpeedway, but in my experience, it does drive like a short track, like you mentioned. So that's one of the unique things about this track. But before I let you go, is there anybody you'd like to thank tonight for your second place finish?
Yeah, I want to thank TJ Spainhour with Studio 86. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for supporting me, everything. I want to thank everyone over at Copperhead Racing, DJ, Christian, Brandon, Brad. I'm probably missing someone else out there. Thank you guys for always supporting me, even though we don't race as much together as we used to. Thank the B-Main podcast. Thank you for entertaining me during my work week every Tuesday. And I want to thank my girl, Kaylin. It's her first ever iRacing event to watch this. Thank you for enjoying it. And I want to thank everyone, you guys putting this thing on. Colton, Landon, Emmett, the man, Tracy. Thank you for everything you guys do for Four Way Motorsports. And yeah, off to Myrtle Beach.
Yep. Well, we appreciate having you here, Hunter, and hopefully you have a good run at Myrtle Beach and keep your points lead.
Thank you.
Now, I believe I have Emmett Crow back down here with the winner of Daniel Michelle. Emmett, what you got?
Yeah, I'm down here in Victory Lane with Mr. Danny Michelle. Do you like being called Daniel? Daniel?
I mean, I prefer Dan, but I'm all right with it. It's nothing crazy.
Well, here's the thing, buddy. You're racing with these Southern boys, so that's how you. At least we're not calling you Danny Boy, nothing like that. But talk about, man, you have just been taking these guys behind the woodshed. Talk about that last pit call. You were able to maintain your lead in front of Hunter Carlson. What was going through your mind with the pit strategy?
Yeah, so that last run, I just wanted to cover Hunter because I knew that he was fast on the long run, and I was definitely fast on the short run. But knowing that I just need to get to the finish as soon as possible, I did the 2-tire call. Took a little less fuel than I'd like, but it released me out of the pits pretty early. I was able to get on track quickly, up to speed, and save enough fuel to make it to the end. But it was a risky strategy. If any cautions came out or if I was hindered by any lap traffic, he definitely would have caught me. But luckily, none of that happened.
All right. Well, congrats on the win, man. This is back to back to back. How does that feel, man?
Pretty good. I definitely want to get as many wins as I can. So having a lot of fun here, really clean racing, and it's just a lot of fun, like I said.
All right. Well, before we let you go, is there anyone you'd like to thank out there?
Hunter, as always, for inviting me here. You guys in the booth, this amazing broadcast, watching it while I'm racing too. But it's just great. I get to show my buddies, and they enjoy the broadcast. They think you guys are pretty funny. So it's a lot of fun to share that. All the admins here hosting these sessions, this whole series, and everyone who showed up tonight for a great race.
All right. Well, congrats, man, and we'll see you at Myrtle Beach.
Yes, sir.
All right. And once again, that was Mr. Danny Michelle, your winner tonight. Guys, before we go, what is y'all's final thoughts?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I kind of, jumped in here late, but these concrete ovals, they provide great racing just because of the tire wear alone. You can really see who's going to come through the field and save their equipment and not burn it up too fast.
Colton, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a neat change going from the asphalt to the concrete tracks. Overall, I mean, an outstanding race. No cautions. Basically putting it down to driver skill and down to their tire wear and pit strategies and everything. And I just want to say congratulations to Danny Michelle there on his back-to-back wins. and he's just looking like a real firehouse in here. And Hunter there doing a real good job holding that points lead.
All right. Well, if you're wondering, if you watch this broadcast and you're wondering if you want to get into the car, how you can get, if you want to race with these guys, with Danny Michelle, with Hunter Carlson, you think you can beat them, well, then come in and join us on our Discord. We'll find you all the information, get you all situated, and get you put together. So with that being said, we thought we want to make our apologies. We thought tonight was the last race, but we are headed to Myrtle Beach. What we were saying was it looks like Hunter Carlson is going to clinch, and that's why we said he's locked up the championship. But who knows? There's still a couple races, so we just want to apologize for that, about the scheduling conflict. All right, so for myself, Emmett Crow, for Landon Brown joining us, Mr. Colton Briner, my co-announcer, and our lovely producer making us look good, everything look good on the stream, Mr. Tracy Brown. I'm Emmett Crow saying good night from Nashville. We'll see you next week. We'll see you in 2 weeks at Myrtle Beach. Good night, everybody.